The e-collar, I just did a video yesterday introducing it. I don't know if you guys caught it, with a pit bull. And it's a really, it's like a 5-minute little tutorial video on how you guys can start it. It's super fun. Basically, you can use it as a clicker. So you get the dog out, you tap yes, tap yes, tap yes, tap yes, get the dog's attention, make it. So what you want to do is you want to take that e-collar and you want to make it so the dog is responding to the collar in a positive way. So there's a big difference between a shock and a stim. If you don't know the difference, that's fine, but if you say that they're the same, then you don't know what you're doing. So the stim is literally a stimulation, so it's a sensation. I would call it more of a sensation than anything, right? When your phone rings, you're not like, ah, my God, my phone, ouch, ah, this hurts. It's like, no, it's getting your attention to say, hey, somebody's trying to get a hold of you. And that stimulation or that sensation tells you and alerts you that that's happening. So all you do to the dog is you keep it on a low level, probably a 5 ish, and you just say, hey buddy, boom, tap. And he looks at you and you pay him, boom, tap. And so eventually when you tap the remote, he's going to look at you because you've conditioned that simulation and that sensation means that you want something. So again, it's like when your phone rings in your pocket and it's vibrating, you don't know who it is. You don't know if it's your brother, sister, mom, aunt, uncle, whatever, but you know that somebody's trying to get a hold of you. So you tap, the dog goes, what do you want now? And you say, hey, yes, good. And at that time, but the important thing is the dog has to know the behaviors. So the preset behaviors have to be known before you teach the dog that, because the dog is going to be way too overwhelmed to say, what is sit and what is this? What is down and what is this? You say sit, the dog goes, okay, and then you match it. Sit, down, stay, etc. And so you can just, boom, and just add it into your toolbox. So the e-collar is something that can be 100% positive throughout its whole life and never be aversive and never turn up and never correct the dog. But it has the ability to do that, which I think is extremely valuable when working with dogs off leash. And also the timing of it is incredible. Talking to you guys in Canada, I just had a gentleman in here from Connecticut. I'm in New York, so he was another out-of-state client. And he was kind of learning about the e-collar too, and he was really surprised that you're like, oh, I thought it was like the shock collar or this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, well, yeah, of course you would if you don't know. The way that I look at it is it's not for everybody because it's too complicated, but it does elevate your communication with your dog. It does elevate your training with your dog because the timing is brilliant. Because a lot of times people will come in and do sessions with me, and I'm a professional dog trainer. It's what I do for a living. I travel all over the world doing this. And so my everything is going to be different than yours. Just like if I went to go see like a professional basketball player or soccer player, I'm like, damn, how do they do that? Like, it's simple, like put the ball in the hoop, but how do you do it from that range with that? Like, there's so many mechanics that go into it. So I find that the e-collar, I'm like, hey, so I'm going to hit this button and then you're going to hit the button. It's not, hey, put your leash here, put your prong collar here, make sure you're saying this, make sure you're doing that. So it's evolved so much. I wish people understood it more. It's a shame that it's literally illegal in some places. And when people tell me online all the time, the trolls that I get of like, oh, it's illegal here. I'm like, yeah, but so is like women driving in most of these countries that like, so it's not relevant at all when people say like it's illegal. I'm like, yeah, but like so is walking on the sidewalk on a Sunday with an ice cream cone in your back pocket. Like there's just crazy laws that exist. Just like the pit bull bans. Like I always throw that at people and they're like, it's illegal here. I'm like, yeah, but people also, they make a breed illegal too because they're so uneducated of like, there's good people and then there's bad people. That's it. So anyway, moving forward. So that's what you would do is just mark those two, going out and using that, but totally using it as an aversive or as a corrective. If the dog doesn't listen, that's important. Don't be afraid to do that. And I would be doing that as much as you can, Ashley, to make sure that you're regaining control over the dog. And it's also safer. And in your case, if the dog was coming at you, you could be like, boom, go lay down. Not that you would ever need to do that, hopefully, but I mean, it is extra. It's just extra. Yeah, it would have been. So I would pop it on him every morning, and work with him on that. But going out and working with him, Ashley, just on a walk, heel, down, stay, break, Like just, I tell people all the time, to build a good relationship, do really simple stuff. Don't make it complicated. If you want to get to know somebody, go out and have coffee with somebody. Like that's how you get to know somebody, is you go do something that's enjoyable, that is fun for you guys to both do, and you know how to do it. It's not stressful. Don't say like, hey, let's go to this, this really hard, complicated thing that like we're going to probably be frustrated. You're not going to build a good relationship like that. So go out and do really easy stuff that you guys can build your relationship and get your communication to where it needs to be. And let me know if it happens again. But I would say that's very bizarre. I would like to say that will never happen again, but if it does, let me know and collect all the information as much as possible. I'm hoping that he was super sick that day, you didn't know about it. He could have like swallowed a sock that you didn't know, and he was in pain. Who knows? I mean, dogs are weird. But I would say in preparation for potentially that happening again, going out and redefining your relationship with the dog, and also having preset counter conditioning behaviors in place that if it does happen again, go lay down. And the dog's not going to go, I don't know what that is, I'm still going to come at you. You're going to go lay down, or this is going to turn up to a 50 because you're not biting me. Bye. See ya. Or, in your case, you guys crate them up, so that's good. So using that. So I always tell people, dog training is literally practicing for reality. It's like, why do athletes practice? Why do dance people practice? They practice for the real thing, and the real thing is that. And it is fun to practice with your dog, and they enjoy it, and it's definitely motivating, and the dogs like it, and it's relationship building. But ultimately, what are we training for? We're training for the real deal, and that's the real deal. So what you guys can do is just work on your long sendaways. If you're in the kitchen, go to your crate. Yes, good. If you're on the couch, go to your crate. Yes, good. If you're outside, go to your crate. Yes, good. If it's not applicable outside, where you're like, I wouldn't send him to the crate outside, the door's shut, I'm scared, he's coming at me, work on your downs anywhere on the property. Down. Yes, good. Down. Yes, good. And if he looks at you, and the other thing is if on a chance it wasn't a physical health thing where he was like just pushing you and like, hey, you gonna do something about it, mom? Because if you're not, it's just like the little kids you see that go viral on social media that smack their mom in the face and tell them that they're stupid, that's the same thing that some dogs do. Is they're like, make me, what are you gonna do? Yeah, that's right, back up, I'm gonna bite your hands, get out of here. They want you to leave. They're hurting you. They're pushing you to a certain location so they can, it's self-gratifying. They love it. So being able to counter condition those things and be ready for that and practice for that is really, really important. And if that is the case, then I would say, he goes, hey, I'm going to growl at you. You're going to say, leave it, boom. Down, boom, go lay down. And he's like, make me. Okay, boom. And he's like, oh, okay. And you may peg him right into place, because the dynamics between dogs and humans is not a politically correct thing. So it's not, you're a woman and you're a man, I'm going to treat you equally. Unfortunately, they know behavior, human nature. Whether you believe it, agree with it or not, it's just how it is. It can certainly be reversed, and I've seen women take control over everything over men all day. Totally 50-50 in my book, but in your situation, he may look at you guys differently, and you don't have to go out and try to be tough and masculine and try to overcorrect the dog physically. You just want to put yourself in the driver's seat, however you see the way to do that. And a lot of times it's who's walking the dog the most, who's training the dog the most. And that's, yeah, so you're the stranger. You're not, you're a stranger. So when you come in and you're like, hey, go lay down, and you're a little bit hesitant about it, he's like, I got your number, girl. You're not telling me what to do. So dogs are iffy like that. If you got a lab that's like, let me love you, but you got a Lamborghini of dogs, and that dog needs really expensive training, a lot of attention, requires all of those things. So any other questions, guys?